Well, Johnson & Johnson has plans to deliver 1 billion doses of its one-shot COVID vaccine around the world by the end of the year. But its plans may hinge on a plant charged with producing the key ingredient needed for the vaccine, which is now on hold due to quality concerns with the site's manufacturing process. Bob Woodruff takes a deeper dive into the problematic history at Emergent Biosolutions in this week's Vaccine Watch.
Even as vaccinations with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine resume across the country, manufacturing at one key facility is still on hold. Emergent, a company that was developing a key vaccine component for both AstraZeneca and J&J, accidentally cross-contaminated potentially millions of doses of key components of both of the two vaccines at one of their facilities in Baltimore. This mishap ruined the key initial ingredient slated to produce millions of Johnson & Johnson doses. Because of that, the FDA temporarily halted new J&J production there in early April, and AstraZeneca no longer produces its vaccine ingredients in the facility at all.
The issue was identified as part of rigorous quality control system checks, and HHS made us aware late last week.
Back in 2012, this facility was financed with the government's help in case of an urgent public health threat and was one of the few that could produce key and specific vaccine components. Then last June, Emergent was granted a $628 million contract by Operation Warp Speed to help produce those key ingredients for COVID vaccines. But in an inspection earlier this month, FDA investigators say that key problems had not been resolved, including potential cross-contamination of vaccine substances, unsanitary conditions, and a lack of adequate process control procedures. The FDA saying the firm failed to adequately train personnel. Tonight, new details about Emergent's past track record on a range of potential quality issues. ABC News obtaining FDA inspection reports through regulatory intelligence company Retica Systems about facilities operated by the company and its subsidiaries spanning more than a decade. The reports detail problems across several facilities across the globe: mold, peeling paint, stained ceiling tiles, leaks and cracks in critical equipment. And in April 2020, just as the country was in its first lockdown, FDA investigators reported that the crucial Baltimore plant was not doing enough to prevent contamination or mix-ups. While the company has had problems, Emergent is hardly the first to be rebuked by the FDA, and FDA gives companies time to respond before threatening to shut them down.
Every inspection starts with the quality management system. You know, does it look clean? Does it look maintained?
But when FDA investigators visited Emergent's facilities, they found problems that needed to be addressed more than 90% of the time, above the FDA's average rate of 50%, according to Retica Systems. Emergent claims identifying deficiencies is part of the regulatory process, especially for the type of products they make, and that they have responded proactively and voluntarily to correct any deficiencies. Emergent saying in a statement, "We take responsibility and are working swiftly to fix the issues raised by the FDA. We are working closely with FDA and Johnson & Johnson to resume new production as quickly as possible." But former FDA investigator Stone says the inspections are intended to prevent potentially catastrophic consequences.
There's a lot of quality control checks that are required. Now, if you're trying to do something rapidly and you're cutting corners in that process, then you're going to have these cross contaminations where you'll have two different products in one vial or in one batch or in one a lot of product.
In February, before its issues were made public, ABC News took a tour of Emergent's Baltimore facility. Senior Vice President Sean Kirk spoke with our Eva Pilgrim about the safety of their site.
You can see these controlled area manufacturing suites. They have purified air. People are gowned up in them, all with an eye towards safety of the product.
It's it's very, like, this is the no-go area unless you have permission.
Yeah, that's why we're shooting through the window here today, because we do have high levels of control that we apply in these areas to ensure that no unwanted contaminant, foreign particle, bacteria gets into the manufacturing process itself.
Emergent says the rapid scale-up has never been done before. When opportunities for improvement were identified, we responded proactively. Just this week, the White House COVID response coordinator, Jeff Zients, said in a private call with governors that the plant is under Johnson & Johnson's supervision and is working to address the problems.
If and when they secure the FDA authorization, there will be a significant number of J&J doses made available in short order, and that could be potentially sometime in the next couple of weeks. And this could be a significant number of J&J doses, possibly several million doses.
But lawmakers have now announced an investigation into the company.
So what's the reason for the investigation?
We need to see how this mistake happened so we can prevent it in the future.
Democratic Representatives Carolyn Maloney and James Clyburn asking in a letter why Emergent received that multi-million-dollar contract despite a long documented history of inadequately trained staff and quality control issues.
We are in the process of receiving documents. They have to be reviewed and looked at, and questions need to be answered, and there will be a hearing later on in May.
No COVID-19 vaccine components manufactured at Emergent have been released for use. J&J instead relying on their facility in the Netherlands for the key ingredient. The FDA, Emergent, and J&J have all voiced their commitment to upholding the highest safety standards. This is Bob Woodruff, tracking the vaccine.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.